Welcome to the Puttsville podcast. Just three guys who love golf. We just said, hey, let's start a podcast. Let's talk about it. Talk about Myrtle Beach. We're all located in Myrtle Beach. I'm Buck.
I'm Salty.
I'm Anthony.
And so welcome. So I feel like we just, I guess to show you guys that we kind of know what we talk about, like maybe we'll give a little introduction to about each other and, you know, background in golf. So I'll start since I'm talking at the moment. I grew up. Dad's a really good golfer, Northern Virginia. So I've always been around golf. Didn't take it seriously for the longest time, even though I was trying to major in golf at Coastal Carolina. And I didn't take it serious then, and then started working for a golf company called Tin Cup, the golf ball stencils, and then didn't take it serious then, and then I got a hole in one, and I said, maybe I'm pretty good at this thing.
We got something going on here.
Yeah, maybe we got something going, you know. So I've been golf pretty much. I've worked in golf courses. I've worked in the golf industry for over 10 years or something. So that's my background. You guys.
Yeah, so Salty, Wesley Lohman is the birth name given to me, and come from a family of golfers. My dad played, his dad played, all of his brothers play. I was exposed to the game very early on in life, but a lot like Buck, played other sports growing up and really didn't take it seriously until it was the last thing I could do competitively.
I just want to say, like, he probably was really good at those other sports. I was not.
Yes, I did play.
Yes, I was
good. A little college ball, and absolutely. So,
being 6'8",
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
pretty good at some stuff.
Yeah. So, I absolutely love the game of golf. I love everything about it. I love the history of it. I love to win. I love the feeling of a well-struck golf ball. I think it is one of the greatest feelings in the world. Doesn't happen a whole lot, but I do like it when it does happen. And we started the Salty Golfer a couple of years ago, and we host people when they come to Myrtle Beach on their golf trips, on their bachelor parties, their boys trips, their honeymoons. If you're coming to Myrtle Beach to play golf and you need somebody to show you a good time, pretty good chance we're going to take care of that for you. So,
how many honeymoons do you get?
2.
You've gotten 2 honeymoons?
2 honeymoons. They've actually called, and we've set up golf and requested to play golf with me on their honeymoon. Can you believe that?
Wow.
One is like unbelievable. The fact you got 2.
Wow, yeah.
Right.
And they didn't know each other? It's not like, hey, man, for my honeymoon,
no,
we got this 6 foot. We got this 6 foot.
I got you the best honeymoon gift.
It's not like they were close friends.
I got you a real man.
One family couple was from the Dakotas.
Okay.
They'd never seen the ocean.
Wow.
And been a follower of the Salty Golfer for a while. And it's pretty cool, I think. The Salty Golfer's really taken off, and I'll pass it over to Anthony.
Yeah, so Anthony Fossey, not to be confused with Fauci.
But same spelling.
Same spelling. This was interesting couple last years with the Facebook Messenger blowing up. People asking me for their survival rates, giving me their blood types and stuff.
Does this growth look weird?
Yeah, exactly. But kind of like Buck, grew up. My dad was kind of the first golfer in the family. He grew up in Coney Island, so he started playing golf when he was like 9 or something. I think he said the first time he actually saw a golf course, though, was when he was like 12 or 13. Something wild. But from the stories I've been told is he kind of had me in a high chair, like watching him putt and watching Al Geiberger, Mr. 59, swinging like 1,000 times on a video. So kind of how I learned how to play golf.
Basically like Tiger Woods.
Yeah. I had potential until I was like 7, and then it fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Buck, I was good at baseball too. So
yeah, I was not good at baseball.
Yeah. So I played that competitive growing up, as long as with golf too. But kind of really got heavy into golf. Wound up getting a little golf scholarship to a small school in Jersey. Played there, and then joined the Army. And after I got out of the Army, got back heavy into golf and started learning about like architecture and golf course design and stuff, and started taking a lot more appreciation of the golf courses and the places I got to play. So and moved down here to Myrtle like about a year and a half ago, and couldn't be happier.
Nice. So with the golf course design, because I didn't make it that far in school. I think that was like second or third year. Was that like, is that interesting to learn about?
Yeah, so it's like we belong to a club back in Jersey called Forest Gate Country Club, and the designer of one of the courses is Charles Banks. So they're really deep bunkers, really undulated greens, and it was cool to kind of learn where he learned from. He was a CB McDonald and Seth Rayner like apprentice basically. So there's a lot of really historic golf courses up in the Northeast, New York, where we're from. So you got the Baltus Rolls, Wingfoot, Shinnecock Hills. So
the good ones.
What's your favorite track up there?
Up there, like that I could play on the regular, or
well, okay, just
or like special day.
Let me rephrase the question. What's your favorite track you've played up there?
That's tough.
I need an answer.
He wasn't ready for the trick question.
I mean, Baltus Roll was like an unbelievable day. Wingfoot's pretty cool. Step on those grounds.
Where's the place you were telling me that you literally tee off right next to where people are eating?
Marion.
Yeah.
One of the scariest first tee shots you'll ever experience.
Yeah, I
literally on the first tee, and you hear the ice in people's glasses clinking, knives and forks against the plate, and then you're stepping up to go hit, and everything just goes silent, and they're watching.
Wow.
It's get a little sweaty.
Wow, I would definitely top the crap out of that ball.
And it's not like a tough tee shot. It's the hole's not that long. You get like a 4-iron off the tee, but still,
wow,
it's sketchy. Like, well, not sketchy, but it scares you.
Yeah, no, I don't. Sully, what's your favorite course you've played?
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Oh man. You know what? I'm going to answer this a little bit differently than most people would. My favorite course that I've ever played is probably the course I grew up on.
Yeah.
Oak Hollow in High Point, North Carolina. I shouldn't say grew up there, but that's where I kind of like fell in love with the game all over again.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely, it was the course built, now this is coming secondhand, but this is what I've been told. It was the course built right after, who built Sawgrass?
Pete Dye.
He built Oak Hollow right after he built Sawgrass.
Oh, so he had some juices, kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I did.
Yeah, he had some Sawgrass on his mind.
Like, oh,
So
they didn't have the land.
and it's such a good golf course, but it is a public muni.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So if you play on Saturdays, it's going to be 6 hours. Just
Right.
It is. But that golf course, the bones out there, it's built on Oak Hollow Lake.
Okay.
It's just an absolutely beautiful golf course, and it's always in really good shape. And I've played way nicer golf courses than that, but I don't know. That's just kind of where I fell in love with the game all over again. So I would say that's probably my favorite golf course.
That's your favorite golf course?
Yeah.
What about you, Anthony? Well, I mean, you just said that one.
Yeah,
is
but I
there
mean,
an
if you're going off piggybacking off West, South Shore Country Club was kind of the golf course I grew up on.
Yeah.
It's not a country club. Like, there's no membership. It's public.
But it's
on
called
Staten
Country
Island, but
Club,
they call it
isn't
the country club. We grew up
Okay.
across the street, and I think statute of limitations is over. So we used to sneak on the last 3-hole loop, 7, 8, and 9. In the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Really cool little place. Used to get dropped off. My dad would sit in the car. I'd putt for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty sweet.
Buck, what you got?
So I'll just, again, piggyback off you guys. My favorite was the course I grew up on. I worked there. Got fired, but I still loved it.
Yeah.
It's called Chantilly Country Club. It was a country club because we were better than
Can you tell
everybody
us
else.
why you got fired?
Yeah, I can tell you how I got fired. It wasn't even my fault. Well, I mean, like I was.
That's everybody's story.
Right, it's not my
Rarely
fault.
is.
Yeah.
There was a guy where basically I think I just got done living out of my car in Myrtle Beach and being homeless, working construction, and I decided to go back home. So
That's episode 4, by the way.
yeah, that's future episode.
That's the sad
On
episode.
episode 4 of How Low Have You Gone in Life and on the Course.
Stay tuned. That's a great teaser, by the way.
Yeah, great teaser.
Great
Yeah.
teaser.
We'll write that down on your notepad.
Buck's
Oh no,
worst day.
Anthony, you have the, yeah, Buck's first day and last. No, I just came back up, and again, the thing about Chantilly that I also loved was my dad, who was a very respectable golfer. He was on the board. He was club champion there. So as an employee, I walked around with like,
who am
shit,
I?
I can do her the hell I want, and I'll admit I was an asshole back then. I'll admit it. And so,
But a long way.
I've come. I mean, now I'm only like kind of an asshole.
bit.
Like, yeah, just if I don't get enough sleep,
Gotcha.
and on the road, definitely Maryland
When
drivers.
people make fun of Shafskins.
Right, or if people make fun of Shafskins, I'll fight you to the death.
Shafskins.
What had happened was, I had a buddy who was 21. I was not 21. He bought us beer for a party after we were working. A guy that I graduated with high school was working with me. I was not a huge fan of him, and he locked the door with the case of beer still in the bag room. And so when I was like, "Don't lock the door," and he had just locked it, and so we weren't supposed to have a key, but years before then, I had made a secret key that no one knew about.
Wow.
And so,
For things like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely not taking.
It was a security issue.
Security
It was
issues.
to be safe.
It was definitely not bringing girls out on a golf cart in the middle of the night. I mean, that might have happened once or twice, but so we leave, we go grab Chipotle, and I go, we just lost a case of beer, whatever. This guy who locked the door was like, "No, give me the key. I'll get it open." Because I had the key, for some reason it just wasn't opening, like the door was messed up. And then he goes there with a friend. As he's opening up the door, the head pro just happened to be went out that night with a guy on the board, not my dad, but another guy. They just pull up and see two kids, see one guy that they know, one guy that they don't, trying to get into a bag room with a key that they had no idea was around. So my name got dropped, and soon my employment got dropped too.
You got ratted out.
I got ratted out. So stitches get snitches.
I will never
Stitches
rat you
get
out.
snitches.
Anthony knows that better. I mean, he's New Yorker.
Snitches.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but growing up. Sorry, that was such a long story. Growing up, that was I'm currently a member at that course now. Like I love it. It's my second home.
Let you back in?
Surprisingly,
Did you have to disclose it on the application form?
I did not. Club Corp bottom. And
Okay.
Club Corp will take anything. Club Corp is desperate these days. They'll take what? I mean, before pandemic. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic Club Corp.
Is that where you just got back from? You just qualified for the.
For the club champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I placed. I doubled. I would have.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. I shot an 86 the first day, so I was a little scared.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Then I was 5 over after the front 9, and then went 1 over on the back. So 78 got me qualified.
Right.
I doubled the last hole. If I didn't double the last hole, I would have been a little flighted higher. But I've been.
Sorry, a little underdog story.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to be an underdog story. So I can't wait to do that. But also my favorite course too is Robert Trent Jones in Gainesville, Virginia. Kind of that's, again, that's a course my dad's a member at, and 13-time club champion, and got to meet Michael Jordan out there. But
I think we have the wrong Buckner on the show.
yeah, you guys.
100%.
You guys. I went through his emails and I saw you guys email to him, be like, "Hey, we need a real stud golfer. We hear you're pretty funny too." And I was like, I got this one.
Do you guys have a course that you've never played that you want to play?
Never played and want to play.
That's a good one.
It's a pretty good one. That list is long.
Yeah, I'm such a logo guy. I want to play Whistling Straits just because of their logo.
My cousin went twice this year.
Well, you just rub it in all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not like I went. If I went, I'm rubbing it in, right?
Right. Yeah. He'd be wearing the shirt he called.
You'd have the logo on.
He'd be like one of those guys for like leaving the Masters pro shop, which
$700 worth of merchandise.
Exactly.
That's where I just came from.
Yeah.
He sells one on eBay for $1 million.
Exactly. I don't have one that I want to play. I just don't. I mean, definitely, overseas. Definitely want to do something over there.
My
But
dad just did a trip to Ireland. It was ridiculous. Like the photos I just got to see.
yeah.
But I mean, there's golf courses around here I haven't even played yet.
Well, since this is a Myrtle Beach podcast, what's your favorite Myrtle Beach golf course that you've played so far?
Another great question.
Mine would probably be.
And let me rephrase that, because we've all played some of the private courses here.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Favorite course that anyone can come down and play.
Okay, then yeah, I only join country clubs. That's where I only play because I feel like I'm better than everyone. Not golf wise, but just
It's status.
Status, yeah. I'm a lot better. Again, riding the coattails of my father. No, I would say I like Caledonia, even though I feel like this year they've had some issues. And they've made that public, but with the greens and the fairways and stuff. But it's still a great looking course. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Yeah. There's any of the barefoot courses are pretty good. I think Norman's a little bit of a sleeper. And then, I'm kind of excited to see what Grand Dunes Resort looks like.
Oh yeah,
After
yeah.
redoing greens and bunkers.
The bunkers
Oh,
and the
Because that was a pretty good
clubhouse.
track.
And the clubhouse.
Are they
beforehand.
opening it up in like next month or
I don't know. It's a
Or
good question.
I drove by the other day. It looked mint.
Yeah, I don't know if
Really
it's supposed to
good.
open up in the fall or if it's going to open up in, like springtime. I don't know, but
I go back and forth with this. I'm gonna have to say too. I love Tidewater up on the north end,
really good.
and I'm with you. Caledonia has had my heart. Like,
Yeah.
I just love that golf course.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a difficult golf course. It's more like you start playing and the beauty of that golf course just sucks you in, and then you're 3 over through 4, and you're like, oh shit. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're paying more attention.
What's cool about that golf course too is like what hole you're on too, right? Because it's like the hole you're on is outlined so well, and
Yeah.
you really don't see any of the other holes almost when you're on it. But it's also got the best entrance, I think, of a golf course down here.
That's definitely
like
the best.
hands down.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, live oaks kind of touching each other, driving underneath
Yeah.
the moss.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Something like Augusta. Like,
So how about because we're talking about some pricey golf courses, right? So like a guy coming down on a budget, what's like? I mean, in
Prestwick,
season's a little tough,
hands
but
down, Prestwick.
Prestwick,
Prestwick.
Prestwick's a
Hands down. You
sleeper
can play
too.
it for $50
Tough
or
golf
less.
course.
Yeah.
And it's
Always a
it's
great
Pete
green.
Dye and Petey Dye at its best. I mean, it's railroad ties
Yep.
and deep bunkers.
Yeah, they just fixed the ties on 18, right?
Yeah,
They,
and the greens are as fast as this concrete we're
Yep.
standing on right now, or sitting around. It's
Yeah.
just
We're sitting on the concrete,
Yes.
just kind of giving everyone. Eventually, we're going to do video, but
and
right now
we've
we're
reached out to a few furniture companies.
yeah.
anybody's in the furniture business.
Yeah,
or
so
like
if anyone's
the
in the
sponsor?
furniture business, we don't want IKEA, but maybe like a step above, I think we'll be fine.
If we don't have to put it together by ourselves, we'll be
Right.
happy.
Yeah, if we
If
can,
we could come together.
if you can come and set it up for us, because we'll probably I'm good at losing pieces.
We'll give you a hat.
Ooh, yeah,
We'll take you to play golf.
yeah.
we'll get you a
Some
nice
merch.
salty hat.
Yeah, maybe a tin cup, and maybe even skin your shafts for you.
Ooh, I will skin anyone's shafts if they come down.
Well,
to Myrtle Beach.
let's explain. I think we should let Buck
I guess-
explain what
Yes,
shaft
please.
skin
Please,
Okay,
is.
just give us a quick.
So shaft skins is a wrap that you put over the shaft of your golf club. You kind of change the design of it. You have flames, crackle, camo, snake skin. I think there's puzzles and skulls, whole bunch of stuff. So you use a hairdryer, you shrink wrap it, and that company's been around since like 2009, and I bought it 2 years ago. So yeah, just been enjoying it. Then also I run Tin Cup, the golf ball stencil, and then I have another one that called Swing Style, which is grips. And I'll admit,
Right.
there's some shitty grips. I'm sorry, they're not good grips. I'll admit that So
For the average man,
Well, actually, I think, and I'm going to test it out because so every Wednesday we play in this thing called Wedge Wednesday, put on by our buddy Billy at a par 3 course right near the beach. I want to test it once at these grips because when you touch them with normal hands, they feel slick.
They are slippery as.
Yeah, but if your hands are wet, like sweaty, they're a little tackier.
Good rain grips.
Maybe, yeah, like a natural, like an opposite of a rain grip.
So you just got to dip them in water before you play.
Exactly. Yeah. So those
Adding
are
an
for
extra
Maybe
step
the
to
South Carolina
really difficult
humidity
golf.
takes care of that.
And that's the thing. I tried walking the other day, and the original intent was walking 18 holes, and I only made it 9. But my shoes were soaked. My shirt was, my shirt looked like one of those. Was it the psychiatrist? They'd be like, "What is this? What does this pink blob look like?" Like you'd look at my shirt and it read fat. Just kind of like.
I have that shirt too.
So it was just I walked 9. It was awful, and then.
Did you regret it after one, or did you feel like I'm through one? I can do this.
I regretted walking from the car.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I told because I'm again Northern Virginia. I walk, especially at Chantilly. Chantilly is such a walkable course.
What course were you walking or attempting
This
to
was
walk?
the Grand Dunes member course.
Members
so
club.
yeah.
Tough golf course to walk.
Tough one.
Yeah. So
I've done it.
Yeah. So
Even in the early morning summertime.
well, they have the
rough.
diamond lane, so
Yeah,
that's what I want. I mean, I think I love that. I love that idea. I love playing around a golf and being in your car throughout.
Also, a very good, not really well known golf course down here, I think.
I had the South Carolina State there this year.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah. Also Billy's assistant won that this year. His first assistant won the South Carolina State. Is it State Am Open? I guess. Or
I think it was the Open.
Oh,
just
the
the
State
Open.
Yeah.
State Open. Yeah.
Oh,
Carolina
yeah.
Open.
Oh yeah, no, because the guy it was weird.
He played like lights out too.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
Yeah.
played really well.
My very first night in Myrtle. So I just moved down to Myrtle like a month ago. So it was my very first night in Myrtle. I go to the Market Commons. I sit down at the bar by myself. A guy's next to me, and he has his head in his hands, and he keeps sighing. He's like, and I go, "What's going on, buddy?" Just me trying to be more friendly in the new area.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I played in this tournament. I didn't play the best today. I think he said he double bogeyed the last hole or something." I go, "What tournament?" He goes, "South Carolina Open at Grand Dunes." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. Nice." And then we keep, I used to caddy there, and I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm an assistant at why am I now forgetting?
Top Golf.
No, yeah, it's at Top Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had to write it down. Quail Hollow. That's what it was.
Oh.
He was an assistant at Quail Hollow, and I was like, no way. Like, you're someone I should probably, being in Tin Cup and
buy you a drink.
Let me buy you a drink. And then next to me was this couple where they had a family issue. They had something dramatic happen that day, and they were just kind of very out loud talking about it. And I talked them through it. I said, "Hey, whatever you guys did, you guys were in the right. What you did." And
What bar was this?
this was what's the grill? What's in Market Commons?
King Street Grill?
King Street Grill, yeah. So they sat there and had, had their issue. I talked them through it, said, "Hey, whatever, I'm not going to repeat what the issue was, but they were in the right of what they did." And then when later that night, I went to go pay the bill, and they were like, "No, that family took care of your bill." So like my very first night in Myrtle, I met like a good contact, got his number and everything, and then a family
Southern
bought
hospitality.
Yeah.
and then I met you guys, and it's kind of all gone downhill since.
Yes.
So,
We could ruin anybody's life.
ooh, is that a promise?
Yes.
Good.
But on the other hand, if you need us to ruin someone's life for you,
Yes.
you'll never find anyone more loyal.
Yeah, I think if someone said, "Hey, can you ruin this person's life?" I'll be honest with you, I would kind
You're
of
in
enjoy
good company.
it. Yeah, like I'd kind of enjoy if they would have to deserve it.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, like
We don't
be a
just do it
person-
for the fun of it.
Right, yeah. No, we don't get
Like
and giggles.
they would have to qualify, like our buddy Mike Mattis from Traveling Country Club would say, like if there's somebody you don't want to play golf with, that means you really don't like that person, right? So
oh yeah,
it's got to be one of those people.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's. I mean, if you don't like someone so much that you don't want to play golf with them,
Yeah.
there is a disdain there like no other.
You can put a lot of things aside if there's a round of golf involved.
Right.
But,
Because we all love to play golf,
yeah,
right?
if there's someone you don't like and it forces you not to play golf, then you don't like
Sorry, I
that person.
can't make it today. I've got to trim the hedges. Like,
Right, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, the wife told me I can't play, and they're like, "Aren't you single?"
No, I'm filling in for my friend. He's
I'm
away.
filling in for my friend. Yeah, I'm feeling. Yeah, him and I switch off.
That's right.
You know.
it's a whole thing.
But yeah.
Speaking of golf and hosting, we hosted a couple of guys from North Carolina a couple weeks ago. They're awesome dudes, and I can talk about an awesome time of day to play golf in an awesome place, Paulie's Plantation, the Golden Hour.
God, your pictures that you take of that, you guys have to follow the Salty Golfer. The pictures that
Thank you.
he takes.
I mean, the Golden Hour, those
amazing.
holes
Like,
on the marsh is something
Is that
else.
Yeah.
is that you just your phone or is that camera?
You know, it is my phone. Little.
Like probably a different app or something like that.
It's not an app actually. So iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Okay.
Little plug maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, oops. You never know. They could be a
never-
sponsor.
you never know.
You never know. We're just gonna have an episode just.
Well, I had a.
We're just
we
going to
had
mention
a-
every corporation in America until they send us something.
So, for people that don't know, Anthony and I are business partners. We own the Salty Golfer together, and we were talking the other night, like, hey, maybe we should buy, like, since we do all these host gigs and we document people while they're down here playing, and we take pictures of all these golf courses for the golf courses, maybe we should really just buy a really
nice
high,
camera.
really good camera.
Yeah.
So Anthony, I'm more of an impulse. He's more of a research,
I think
which is why it's a
yin and
great.
yang.
I think
it's
that's
it's
such a great
thing.
yeah. Two impulses are not good.
Right. So he says, pump your brakes. Let's, you have a iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
The military uses phones to take their pictures for
Yeah.
all of their crap.
Yeah.
Let's just go with what we got right now. So
Right.
I did download an app on my laptop and my phone that kind of helps make your iPhone pictures clearer.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Adds pixels or something like that. But anyway,
wow.
that's the only thing that I've done. And kudos to Anthony for talking me down
talking
from
you.
that $2,000 camera I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Not sure if this is in the budget. Like, I think this $7 program is a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, $7 program's a lot better.
$7.
But yeah, like that's the great thing about Myrtle Beach. Like the golf courses that are right on the ocean, you get those from 6 to 8:30 at night when the sun's going down.
Yeah.
And it's just
it's something else.
And Paulie's Plantation's amazing. Like how the vision Jack Nicklaus had to literally move earth and build golf holes out on the marsh.
Wow.
Just absolutely. You haven't been there yet, right?
I think I've played it once. I do the World Am, and I think maybe
Well, we're there again this
Oh, you're
year.
gonna be
I
there
know
next
we're
week.
gonna do.
so
Yeah,
it's
we're
gonna
doing
be-
the World
it's
Am
gonna be
again this
fun.
year.
But yeah, it's
Hopefully
just
get a late tea time.
And Paulie's Plantation, I tell everybody this, like, you don't want to play 10.
Yeah, you gotta go off one.
You got to go off one.
Yeah.
That golf course is such a build-up. If you go off 10 and then you make the turn and you play
two different golf courses.
It's just,
Really?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta play
that's
off. You gotta go off one for
you
sure.
got to go off one for sure. And I try to, when we host people, I try to make that
A thing like
thing.
saying, "Hey, we're going."
It's just a different experience
Right.
because it's just like when you get out to 13 and 14 and 15 and then you circle back around, like 13 and 16 is a double green. They share a green, which is really cool out on the marsh.
Oh wow.
And if you do that first 9, and then you not to take anything away from the front, but the front's more like laced in the neighborhood, and,
Right.
and there's not a lot of marsh views. So yeah, great spot for, and there's a lot of great courses out here that are very photogenic. Caledonia's one of them, obviously. True Blue, Tidewater, a lot of good golf courses
Yeah,
there.
and you even gotta. I mean, for all the Mike Strands fans, right? You got
Yeah.
True Blue in Caledonia, and then
Yeah.
across the street, Heritage, right?
Heritage.
Got,
Wait, is Heritage?
Yeah,
So,
so
it's not a strand. So,
yeah,
but
so-
when he was building
Wes will tell you.
Caledonia, he redid a few of those greens over there.
Oh, okay.
And
you could tell which
you
ones
can
are
tell
like have been
which
touched
ones
by
are
strands.
Really?
greens
Yeah.
for sure.
Our buddy Jim out there on Tunes,
Yeah,
the head super, and he's done a phenomenal job there.
Right. Yeah.
That's an old plantation golf course, but really photogenic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable back nine.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and it gets lost over there
does.
because it's right in between True Blue and
right.
Caledonia.
Yeah, it's right there.
And there's another one over there that I think is not equally as good to Heritage, but it is good. It's called Willbrook Plantation, and it's literally built on plantation ruins. Like there's one hole that the old plantation home, the chimney's still
Oh wow.
like, and it's got a bunch of historical markers and really cool spot. And that whole area out there was called the True Blue Plantation, 3,000 acre rice plantation.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It was called the True Blue Plantation.
No
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
A lot of
Wes likes
historical
to-
markers.
What's
out
that?
there. A lot of historical markers
Oh
out
yeah,
there on
yeah,
some
for
of those
sure.
courses.
Yeah,
too,
I
which is
mean
really
Heritage,
cool.
you got the grave sites. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty wild. But Wes, like, he'll get on like a historian kind of moment, and you
Yeah.
kind of think he's like full of it for a second.
Right.
Cause
But you've
yeah, we were
looked
playing
at it.
Heritage one day, and he's like telling us all about the rookery and how it works, and blah. I'm like, I never even heard this word. Like, is he full of shit? Like, yeah, but
making
Do
things.
you know what do you know what a rookery is?
No.
yeah,
Should I?
no.
We have-
So
We'll get,
We'll get into
So-
that.
we'll save that for
and
episode
we would
5.
also
episode
like we
5.
would be playing, and he'll be like, "Oh, that bird's from such and such family," and he'll give it a name, and I'm like, "Oh, that's crazy! Like, you know that?" And like he'll bait me into it, and I'm like, "Oh, what's that bird?" Like a couple holes later.
Right.
And he comes up with the slickest and quickest names you ever like imagine. So
Are they
you
all
never know if
true?
he's like that uncle that
Like
really knows
one.
stuff, or if
Just
he's full
one
of
thing,
shit.
yeah.
You know.
But I had him going one day. Like
Yeah?
he was like, well, "What bird's that?" I was like, "That is a red piper sand beanie baby or something like that." And he-
I was like, "How do you know this?" Like, I took a class in college. I was like, "How do you remember this?"
So that's how they got Beanie Babies? The very first one was based off of that bird?
That is
yeah.
a red tickle
And
mouse.
it has the TY on the ear. You can see.
But there is one bird out there that you've seen those birds out there that they just hold their wings out like this.
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
Okay, you know, so for anyone coming to Myrtle Beach, if you want to know which way the wind is blowing, that bird is going to be facing with its wings out which way the wind is blowing because it's constantly drying off his wings.
Which way it's blowing, or it's where
Like
it's
he's
coming
going to
from,
hold
right?
his wings out
And it's going to be coming to
him,
to
right.
his
into
face.
him. Correct.
So you
Okay.
need to be the wind's blowing towards his rear end.
No, the wind is blowing into his wings.
Yes, towards his rear end, from his head to his rear, right?
Right,
No, he's
right.
got
Like a
them.
normal person would say, yeah, into the wings and face, but you being a butt guy.
Yeah, it's like the wind is the wind is hitting him in the face.
Yeah. So, and
But you said rear end. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Why would you not just say facing?
right.
I don't know, man.
So when the wind goes in the bird's butt, do I need to hit a draw?
Speaking of wind, I saw some ad for something like on Instagram today. Like a caddy had like a little spray can and sprayed it in the air to like see which way the wind was blowing.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little.
Somebody will have it.
Have you guys been to the PGA show?
No,
Have
but we're
not.
excited to
We'll
go
go.
with you this year.
Yeah, you guys are coming with me this year, but sometimes you just look at a product and you go, what?
Right.
And then at the same time you go, crap, why didn't I think of that?
100%.
And then you don't see them a year later and you're like, that's
why I
a
didn't
good
think of
thing.
that.
That's a good thing I did not.
That guy sleeping in his car in Myrtle Beach somewhere.
Right,
He
exactly.
Lost all his money.
Lost all of his money. He put it all. He put it all into shaft skins. So yeah, I feel like that'd be a good.
Yeah.
And I think first podcast.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah, the Salty Golfer.
Salty Golfer.
Check us out on the web, saltygolfer.com.
Mm-hmm.
All of our social media is the Salty Golfer.
The Salty Golfer. Also, we do have a Instagram.
Puttsville.
Yes, welcome,
Welcome
to
to Puttsville.
Welcome to
because
Puttsville.
podcast is forbidden.
We got a
apparently.
cease and desist letter from Instagram saying we could not use the name Puttsville Pod.
Puttsville Pod.
Said it broke their rules and regulations.
Wow.
Interesting story how we came to the name Puttsville. Not really interesting, but I guess it's a good spot for the opening show, right? So
Yeah.
we were hosting my brother-in-law and some of his friends, and we were playing. One of the matches we were playing, they had a name for a 3-putt, and it was an interesting game. So every time you 3-putt, you owe everybody $1, right? So it puts a little stress on, on your putting. But that name helped us come to the name of that game helped us arrive at the Puttsville.
And the name of that game is probably not. We were not going to speak of that name.
Right.
That is how we.
But that's how you came up with Puttsville.
Well, and actually, it was going to be a line of clothing that we did for the Salty Golfer, but we just sitting on this artwork forever. And then all three of us were at dinner one night. We're like, we need to start a pod. And I was like, look at this artwork. Welcome to Puttsville.
And I think all three of us were like, crap, that's it.
There was a reason why we were sitting on it.
Yeah.
It was for this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so follow us on social media. Follow us, So thanks for listening. And check out our next episode, whenever that's going to drop.
See you guys.